This is another special knife review on a knife that I just got for Christmas, which is awesome. I asked for a lot of knives for Christmas and I got a couple, so that's good. This one is from bladeops.com, and a lot of you can probably guess what it is by the box. And it is just what you expected, I bet. A Jaguar classic butterfly knife. I used to love butterfly knives, and I love this one. This is a very heavy butterfly knife. First butterfly knife I ever had, I bought in Alaska at a shop. Don't remember what the shop's called, but it's kind of just a cool store. It had a bunch of just small weapons. I think it was a Bud K dealer, so they had a bunch of stuff from Bud K. Just a really cool place. Anyway, that was a lot lighter, so I got used to that, and then I lost that eventually. Don't know where that went. And then, so I kind of missed that for a while until I discovered bladeops.com, which is a very good website. You should all check it out. I'll put a link to that in the description. So without further ado, the Jaguar Classic. It's a very heavy knife, pretty solid. Once it's locked, it just stays locked. It's not gonna. That's the thing about butterfly knives. They're illegal because of their association with gangs in the past, but now I don't think that gangs use them really. I really don't have any experience, but I don't think that they're actually a pretty safe knife, because once they're open, your hand is holding them locked. It's not, you can't, unless you let go of it, the blade can't close on you, which, like a regular knife like this, the lock can fail and that can close on your fingers. That cannot happen unless these handles break, and it's going to take a lot of power for these handles to break, which if you're doing something that's going to cause one of these handle pins to break, then you probably should not be doing that with the knife in the first place. But anyway, closed, we'll do some specs real fast. Closed has a length of just over 5 inches, so like 5 1/4 inches. Open with the lock closed, it is about 9 1/4 inches. Very heavy, which is it kind of took me a little bit to get used to after starting with the lighter knife. I've heard that if you start with the heavy knife and then go to a lighter knife, that it's not that big of a deal. But for those of you who don't know a lot about butterfly knives, just give you a quick thing. Called butterfly knives because of their action. Swing open like that. There's tons and tons of tricks you can do with them. I'll have other videos up on different tricks to do. On the blade, it's partially serrated blade, hollow ground, but the blade is so thick. You can see there how thick the blade is. It's probably at least an 1/8 inch thick blade. Yeah, just over an 1/8 inch. So that's so thick, and it's heavy but pretty balanced also at the same time. It's skeletonized handles, and then the metal is all one piece. They're not put together, and this black part is, I think, plastic or something that's on top of it. It's glued on or stuck on there somehow. Hinge pins look like brass hinge pins. They're not screws, so you can't adjust them, but they're not going to come unscrewed. To adjust them, you have to hammer them, but if you do it, make it too tight, then it makes it bad. There's supposed to be a little bit of blade play when it's open. As you can see, that the handles move. Mine's broken in slightly, but they say for a correctly one that's broken in, the amount of blade play is you do not want. I'll just use this knife as a pointer. It's handy. You do not want the top of this little thing to go past the bottom of this top one. So you want it to stop about right here, which this one goes up a little bit higher. And the same thing, you do not want the bottom of this top one to go past the top of this bottom one, which is very confusing. And that one lines up almost perfectly. So it's got some blade play, but I've used it a lot and it's begun to break in. It says surgical steel on there, as you can see, and it has the Jaguar, Leaping Jaguar logo. This is there's a newer Jaguar model which has a different logo on it and is a slightly different color. This is the older of the two, and I like it a lot. I highly suggest this knife. Remember bladeops.com. This was about $25, I think. Excellent service, and I highly recommend it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.